Hello and welcome once again to Ignite Your Impact. My name is Jen Rhodes. I sat successfully in my seat next to Mr. Matt Rhodes.
Hello.
Hello. How is that water? I forgot my water today and now I'm like, I can drink after you, can't I?
You can share mine.
Okay. I kiss you so I get to have your water. I'm going to mom tax it. I'm excited for today.
Yeah, I absolutely, before we jump in, I just want to say I absolutely love what we do. I mean, I really, really like this. And I think if you're watching on YouTube right now, you can see it in my face.
Yeah.
You don't always get a big smile out of me, but you're getting one right now because just thinking about this, I love doing this. And mid last week, I pulled our downloads and it's absolutely exploded, this podcast. But it's not about the downloads. I'm excited because the messaging's picked up, meaning I'm getting so many more messages now on, hey, I heard the podcast or I saw that reel. I love that message. And
people that we didn't even expect.
Yeah.
I was like, holy hell, when did you talk to that person last?
And when you bring that up back to my birthday not too long ago in mid-August, you know, half the messages were happy birthday. These were all direct messages. Happy birthday. Love the podcast. Keep putting it out. You know, and if you're one of those people, I want you that have sent me a message. I want you to know you have no idea how much I appreciate that. It may have been a simple little direct message, appreciate the podcast, but you have no idea what that does for me. It gets me excited that we're actually getting some messages out there, because that's what that's all about. This is about getting people to think and then think differently and then start to take some action on themselves.
It's about helping people.
Yes. But it's exciting to hear that it's working.
Yeah. So let's help some more people today.
That is the plan for today. We're going to get them thinking.
How about that?
Think differently and take some action on themselves. So let's jump in.
Let's jump in. The world is our motherfucking oyster. Sorry, Mom. No matter where you're at right now, if you are at the gym, if you are driving, if you are at the office, if you're walking the dog, if you are walking your dog, tell them I say hi. I want you to ask yourself a question. Have I been aiming for average or greatness? And let's just sit. Let it sit for a second in your mind. Whatever your answer is, it's not wrong. There are no wrong or right answers here. And I posed the question very intentionally. Are you aiming for average or greatness? Not, are you average or great? See, language matters. Why? Because we know what it's like to be aiming for average. And we also know it can be changed on a dime with the right tools and the right practice.
Yeah, and we have a lot of, go back to the direct messages, we have a lot of high performers that listen to this podcast. And we have a lot
movers and a shakers.
We have a lot of high performing clients that listen to this podcast. So what I'm going to say next probably doesn't apply to you, but I still need to say it because it does apply to someone. We need to hear it. The average is killing you. You don't even see it. It's secretly in the background, day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, growing. And it's killing your health. It's killing your relationships. It's killing your finances. It's just there. And it really starts with how you see yourself and how you see the world. Are you asking what is the average in your daily life when you look to things? Jen's been a trainer for a while, and I just started a couple years ago. And when I ask what are you looking at with the averages in your life, my point is when I decided to become a trainer, I didn't look up what the average pay for a trainer is, because I'm not average. I don't see my world as average, and I'm not going to deliver average results for clients. And I can tell you that if I thought average and I looked up what the average pay was, I probably never would have gotten where I'm at today. Now, I still have a very long way to go, but I would have settled a long time ago if I knew what the actual average was. I would have stopped aiming. Because prior to this podcast, I went and looked up what the average pay for a trainer is. And we make more of that in a month than they make in a year, the average.
Yeah.
And most people use that as a barometer of how they're doing, how they should do. They pat themselves on the back when they hit average. Again, I'm not talking to the high performers listening right now, but I'm talking to some of you. You're not average, but if you think average, you will never reach your potential. Just like if I would have looked up what the average trainer pay would have been and thought that was what I was aiming for, I never would have gotten to where I'm at now. Again, knowing that I have a lot further to go. People do it all the time. We look up what's the average income of an area. What's the median cost of a house? They're looking up the median or the average because that is the goal line. Unfortunately. Why? Because it's safe. It's better than what my neighbor does or half of America. So you go to the gym 4 times a week, but you eat like crap. But that's better than half of America. Doesn't really mean shit. It doesn't, because you're not getting the end result that you want. It's average. It's time to stop settling for average. The world is filled with people who aim for mediocrity. And unfortunately, a lot of people are okay with that. They're comfortable with that. But that's not how you achieve success, fulfillment, and happiness in life, by aiming for average.
Yeah. Oh man, I've got 4 more ideas for other podcasts. Just let's get through this one, Jen. You said something that median is the goal.
Yep.
Median is the middle. That's it. Like, if you get to the median, you're not fucking done. That's median. It's the middle. You know what I mean? If you get to the median portion of a race, great. You're halfway there. Like, how are we settling for the middle?
I think it's just common. Right now you Google what's the average to this, the average to that.
No, I get it. And it's funny because when you said, I looked up, and I'm getting off course. When you looked up the median income for a personal trainer, I looked up, what does a doctor charge per hour? Because that's how I see my role. I am saving someone's life. If I can teach them how to move inside their body and make smart choices to prevent seeing that doctor, right?
Right.
I'm not shooting for the middle. I'm shooting for the apex. Hell, I'm shooting better than doctors. That's just me. Prevention, people. But oftentimes the goal is just to be better than half of our competition. If Matt and I settled for that goal, we could have coasted through COVID. The government took care, no, not the government, excuse me. The shutdown took care of half of our competition. So is that great? No, that's average. Why do we do this to ourselves, though? I mean, that's the real question. Why do we set such low standards, low expectations for ourselves? Why does the middle feel safe? And when you look at successful individuals, not just in business, let's take it to another level. When you think of successful individuals, they never settle for the middle. And it doesn't really take that much more hard of work to get to the top. When you think about it, they strive for greatness, they aim for greatness, and they set their sights on achieving something extraordinary, not average. I want you to think of athletes, for example. And I heard this reference and I was like, yeah, let's think about we're still in baseball season. Let's think about baseball.
My team's out, but we're still in the season.
What does that even mean?
Yeah, they have no way of winning much of anything left.
If I tried to do dance, nobody would understand. So we're just going to talk baseball.
We can stay in baseball.
I'm going to do my best. But think about expecting greatness out of a child. And they have this dream of making it to the major leagues one day. Think about how many other hundreds of thousands of children that may also have that exact same dream. So if you have the dream, the goal to make it to the top of the game, you can't be aiming amongst your peers. You can't be aiming amongst even the top of your league or the top of the state or the top of the region. You've got to be aiming for something so great that that's the only option. Hundreds, if not thousands, of other athletes alone just in our country. Think about how many other different countries have that same amount of children shooting for that same dream. Think about that. How many other little kids are playing their faces off, shooting for a chance to become a Kobe, a Michael, a Patrick, a Tiger?
I'm going to jump in because if you've been going for average, when Jen asked that question originally and said, yeah, I've been aiming for average, and we haven't hit you between the eyes with what we've said so far to get you to wake up. How about this? Jen's talking about all these athletes. Let's bring it home. Let's bring it inside their family that they're listening to right now. If you have kids, I'm pretty sure there's a really good chance you're taking them to practice after practice after practice. Oh. You're going to their games.
Oh.
Ours are about out of that, so
ours can drive, so we don't have to do that anymore.
But you're spending all that time with them doing these things. And I know you're a good parent. So you're talking to them about giving their best. You're talking to them about trying hard, putting in the time. We said that before. Putting in the effort, listening to your coaches. Yes, you're doing all that with your kids. I know you are. Are you setting the example for them? Are you going for the greatness that you're asking them to go after? Or is it already past your time?
See, greatness is always the best target, right? I think the last 3 years, the main thing we've just kept saying to our kids is don't play small. You are limitless. Do not play small. I'm not going to play small.
Because if you're going after greatness, no matter where you wind up, you're going to be better than average.
Yeah. Yeah, we're lapping the people that are on the couch. Well, guess what? That's not my goal. Right? That's not the goal. I'm not aiming for average. I'm aiming for great. I'm aiming for something that makes my skin like goosebumps. That's what I'm aiming for. I'm aiming for something so big it makes me uncomfortable, makes me want to move. Greatness is always the best target, and you should be striving for that for all areas of your life. None of this C's get degrees shit. Unless you're talking, no. Forget it.
No, let's not go into the education system. I'm not gonna,
shout out to my teachers. Keep aiming for greatness. The key to achieving greatness is to first believe it's possible. What's the one word I don't allow in any of my client calls?
There's quite a few of them. I can't is one of them.
I can't is like nails on a chalkboard. Realistic.
Yeah, realistic.
The minute you say it, I'm like, we're done. Pick something bigger because I can't work with you.
Because we have no idea what we are capable of.
Yes.
Until we start going after greatness.
What the hell have you sold yourself if realistic?
Yep.
Well, I want to be realistic. No, you want to be safe because you don't want to get hurt. Say it. That's fine. But it's not realism. My reality is amazing. Will it require hard work? Maybe. It will require relentless hard work. It requires a strong mindset. But greatness is possible. It is possible. It is actually possible for you. So there's 3 things we want you to think about. Because we get tactical, right? If you are going for greatness, you need these 3 things. Number 1, Adjust your environment so you cannot fail. If food's the problem, remedy it. Jen, I can't. I just really like chips. Great. Don't buy them. Set your environment so you cannot fail. To aim for greatness, we must first look at how we see ourselves and the world around us. Just like Matt said a few minutes ago. We must stop asking what the average is and start asking how we can be the best. We must surround ourselves with individuals who push us towards greatness and help us develop the skills that are necessary to achieve it daily. When Kobe was going for great, do you think he sat back and went back to his high school and played? No, he was chasing Jordan. He was practicing with Jordan.
It's a great example. You know, I've got on my my screensaver on my phone. It's a quote that I heard. Edge. The edge is where average stops and elite begins. And you're talking about this environment. And we were just at a, what'd you call it? In July, end of July.
That was like a conference.
Conference and
meeting,
conference, whatever it was.
Event.
And the word elite was used over and over and over. And it's not because it was a cliche, and it did not feel like a cliche. It was just a constant reminder of what we're capable of. How many times have I said that in this short little podcast? What we are capable of. Everyone in that room felt it. It's called environment. So I love your number one, environment.
Thank you.
That's my favorite.
Okay. I don't have a favorite. I'll pick the middle. I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. Number 2, to aim for greatness is to develop a growth mindset. You don't know all the things. You just don't. We are limitless beings, which means we don't know all the things. We don't have all the skills. So what this really means is we should approach challenges. We should approach resistance. I like the word resistance. We should approach failures as opportunities to learn and grow rather than reasons to give up. If you are one that sabotages your own success, I use the word resistance a lot. What do you need to learn so that you can get through this resistance and keep moving forward with speed? Or are you just looking for it? I told you this wasn't going to work. Well, no. You did. You told me it wasn't going to work, and then you did the thing because you haven't learned the fucking thing. And we just talked about this. Sorry. We just talked about this in our last podcast. And if you want a little bit more of an in-depth discussion on it, but we need to continuously seek out new knowledge. We need to be curious. We need to have new experiences and never stop pushing ourselves beyond our own limits. There's a reason that I give my clients all these different challenges, is to find that resistance so that we can practice it and really figure out what you need to learn so that when crisis hits, you know what to do. Every ounce of resistance is meant to teach us something. It's there for a reason. It's happening for a reason. Whatever you're going through right now, it's there for a reason. And if it keeps presenting itself, it means you haven't learned the thing that you need to move forward with speed. There's a reason for this resistance. Okay. Number 3.
I may say that one. I like that one too.
I like number 2 because when I feel the resistance, I'm like, okay, stop, get quiet. What do I need to learn? What do I need to learn in this? It takes practice.
Yeah.
Number 3, it is important to remember that greatness is never achieved alone. We need a support system of individuals who encourage us, who inspire us, who give us something to chase, and who hold us accountable for our own goals. These can be family, friends, colleagues, mentors, coaches. This is why Matt and I have so many coaches. I'm getting ready to hire another coach. I love chasing successful people. I absolutely love it. If something has what somebody has what I want in terms of success, I hire them. I want to chase that. But I want you to remember that the sum of the top 5 people that you spend time with will determine your trajectory. I didn't say it'll stall you, but it will determine that trajectory. So who do you need to meet, learn, exchange with so that you can speed up your learnings?
Damn. It's fire.
Thanks. Yeah. I'm ready to go for greatness.
Going after greatness is a process that each of us deserve. And each of us have to practice every single day.
I love that. Guys, I hope you found so much value in today's episode. I hope you know you deserve this. You deserve greatness. And we will meet you at the top of the mountain. With that, we'll talk next time, guys.